slides, and I think, Gracie, we were starting with you. You were going to present your paper.
Yes.
Okay.
Here, let me get it up, and then I will present.
By the way, I fixed the paper and I resent it to you. Also, I figured out how to change it on the page, on the original thing.
Okay, can you see it?
Because I was having trouble with that. Like, I
All
asked,
I do is highlight something, get rid of it.
Wait, hold it. Time out. I can't. I'm hearing a bunch of people at once. I'm not sure what the question is you're asking me.
I figured out how to change the original thing.
How? How did you do that?
So all I did was highlight something, and then I just clicked backspace, getting rid of it, and then I could type again. I don't know how, but it just gave me access.
Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so the size of my owl pellet was 3 inches in length and 1 inch in width. And I found 6 skulls in my pellet. I found 29 ribs, 12 jaws, 15 pelvis, 3 scapula, 13 humerus, 51 vertebrae, 7 radius, 45 metacarpals, 7 tibia, 11 femur, 9 innominate, 67 metatarsals, and 27 other that I could not identify. And then
27 others. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. For my species, it was a wolf family, and there were 6. And then, did I find a complete skeleton? Yes, I did. And list 3 reasons why you did think you did not find a whole skeleton. Number 1, maybe the other half of the skeleton was in another pellet. Number 2, maybe the owl didn't digest the other half of it until later. And number 3, maybe the owl didn't eat the other half of the rodents. What was the diet of the animals whose skulls you found in the pellet? Did you find any evidence of this? Yes, I found out that this was a vole, and since it had flat teeth, it mostly ate plants. Where does this prey animal live? Describe its habitat. So voles live in grassy areas, and they burrow into dirt. They also live in dry fields and many kinds of grass. And when I was dissecting my pellet, I actually found different strands of grass in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I actually found like different colored grass. Some was like brownish, some was still like kind of lightish green. So yeah.
That animal had just eaten that grass before it got caught.
Yeah. And so assume that an owl forms 1 pellet each day. So in a week, I would have 42 animals. The owl would have digested 42 animals in a week, 168 in a month, and 2016 in a year. And then, what can you say about the mammal population in the area where your pellet was found? Is your answer a good guess, or would you need more pellets to be sure? Well, there might be a huge population of rodents where my pellet came from, but that's not a good guess, and I would need more pellets, because I cannot tell the size of the rodent population just by 1 pellet. It would be inaccurate. And then the last question says, why do you think farmers and ranchers want owls out in their barn? If owls live in barns, they can eat the rodents that could potentially cause damage to equipment or structure. So, yep, that's my owl pellet.
Okay, very nicely done. You have all the points, 50 points on yours. 100%. You did a very nice job. I'm seeing a lot of good jobs. I think, let's see, who else needs to present their paper so that I can get.
Grant, did you?
Mrs. Wetzel, I need to present, but I
presented my paper last week.
Last week?
I read.
Last week?
Yeah, last week, Jack.
Well, we started doing this week.
Some of us went that on Thursday.
We did?
Yeah, some of us actually did one Thursday, but I don't think it was you, Grant.
No, I went Thursday.
Grant, can you listen a minute? I'm looking at your paper, and your paper is not complete, so you need to go check it before I grade it. Go down to the second page.
Oh, yeah, Mrs. Wetzel. So, for
just
my
Irfan, please let me finish with Grant so he understands. I want him to get a good grade on this. If you open up your thing, Grant, it says Number one, did you find a complete skeleton? You have no answer. All of these are not answered. So you did not complete this. This is not completed. You have the first page done, but not the second page done. Can you see it, Grant? Can you see it, Grant?
Can't open it up.
You have to request edit access.
Oh no, you can still open it up even if you don't have access to the thing. So like if you go to the Alpha Lab and then press it, and then you should have access to it. But you can't like edit it or anything.
Grace, how do you request edit access? Where do you go to do that?
It's a button at the top. It's right next to where it's shared.
No, but once you are in the documents, there's a button at the top that's it's right across from all changes saved in Drive, and it says request edit access. But I think that's only for students because
because I can't see that, and it's hard for me to tell fourth graders how to do that.
I think you might have. I don't know like where it went, but I requested edit access because I unsubmitted my thing, thinking that I would be able to edit the document and fix it, but I couldn't. And then I requested edit access, and I don't know where that like note went to. Like I think it was sent to you, but I just don't know where. I don't really know where. But I can't edit it like right now. So like I have
Okay, let me check.
I was thinking of it. I didn't answer like half of the question. And
it usually comes to my email.
I can request
I have
again.
it there. So I guess I'll just send it. Try now. See if you can open it now. I'm sending you a note.
I need edit access.
yes, we are just talking about that. Okay, so press the
No,
button.
I can't edit it.
I did, Irfan.
Okay, yes, you have to wait. Give her a second. That's what they're trying to figure out. Okay.
I didn't think you needed edit access unless only if I graded it and returned it.
No. Okay, so if you return it, you can edit it. But like, wait, did you return it to Grant?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so then when you return it to Grant, Grant should be able to edit it. Oh yeah, Mrs. Wetzel, the question that I didn't like fully answer is in a different document that I wrote in. I already submitted it, and also thank you that you're still giving me 50 out of 50, even though I didn't answer like half of a question.
Yeah, and I knew you were sending that, so I took that into consideration. Please, though, Irfan, come and see me today to get this straightened out on your inherited. You got my email about the inherited traits quiz. You got to get this in because it's going to make a big difference on your grade. Okay.
Okay.
You'll be happy if you get it in. Even if you see me and tell me your first one, which one's yours. Although we did try to do that and we didn't get to it very well. But please try to get that in.
Okay. So then, today, I'm pretty sure I can just do it today and then give it to you.
That would be great because I think you're pretty set. If you do that, you're pretty in there.
Okay.
You guys have been doing it. I don't know. I'm trying. Is anybody getting a response that says you can open it? I tried Bernadette. I tried Grant, and I tried.
This is what you have to do. It's going to say that you were late, but you're actually not. Just tell Mrs. Wetzel. You have to unsubmit it.
Yeah,
We've tried that, but it doesn't work. It won't let you edit it.
I went on my thing. Do you want me to present my screen?
Guys, this is really easy. Like you
Yeah,
could just
all I
highlight
did was just go on the thing.
Yeah.
All I highlight something, click backspace, and then it let me edit something.
Okay. Go ahead. Present your screen and show them how you did it. We'll see.
So let me just open up the tab real quick. Alright. Where is it? Alright, can you see?
No. Okay.
Yes.
Now we're seeing.
Okay. Classroom. I don't know if it'll work now, but before when I did have before.
Well, I even have yours in, and it says right underneath it resubmitted, so you can resubmit.
Yeah, I
Well,
know.
you can resubmit, but like I don't think this is gonna work because like. Okay, wait. Okay, so Jack, do the thing that you're saying that you did, and then
When I went on this, all I did was so do you want me to unsubmit it for it?
Yeah, go ahead, because you're already graded. Oh no, you're not. Yeah, you're already graded, so you can.
Alright, unsubmitting. So I just clicked this. And look, I can't
okay,
do
once you,
anything.
okay, so once you unsubmit it, you can still use it. Wait, guys, listen to me.
And then
No, wait, Jack, listen to me. When you unsubmit it, it's not the fact that you're doing the thing where you highlight it and press backspace. It's the fact that you unsubmitted it.
yeah, but I
You
unsubmitted
tried,
it.
like I've unsubmitted
now
before,
for-
and it still won't
Now
let you
it's
edit it.
working.
But before when I did it the first
That's
time,
what me before
it
too.
wouldn't let me do it.
Okay,
Right.
I'll show you what I'm seeing. Okay, let me also present.
I went on this the first time and it would not let me change anything. And so I just highlighted something, clicked backspace, and then all of a sudden, then it would let me resubmit. Then it would let me change stuff.
Wait, give me a second. Jack, can you stop presenting for a second so I can show my screen?
Sure.
Okay. Well, we need to move on. We need to do some stuff in our book today. Give it a try. I went into my Google Class. I went into my Gmail and I tried sending that back to you, your request. So see if that helps.
Okay, so does everyone see this, right?
Do you see where it says unsubmit there? But
Unsubmit.
you're saying that normally, yeah.
Okay, so now I can edit things.
Okay, but you should have been. That's where you should have put in the answer that you had to fix up.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but same thing with Jack. It wasn't also working for me the first time, and I'm not really sure what it is.
The first time I went on, it wouldn't let me change anything until I just had. And then I went down to just delete something because I thought it was useless. And then when I deleted it, all of a sudden it started allowing me to type again. So if you haven't resubmitted, I guess if you resubmitted, it does it.
Okay, so I have.
I got it to work. I can fix it now.
Okay. Well, don't do it now. You do that later because we're gonna get our books out. You need to get your new. Stop presenting. Stop presenting now. You need to get your new books out. We're gonna read in our new books. Bernadette is gonna present. You need to still present your paper. Grant needs to present his. Alex needs to present his. Where's Alex? Alex, can you put your camera on, please? And Grant, please put your cameras on. Pia, you need to present your paper, but I saw your pictures. Tell your mom all the pictures came out of your bones. Did you get my message? I said I think that might be a bird pelvic bone that you were asking me about yesterday. When I looked at the picture and compared it, it looks like a bird pelvic bone with the shape of it. So I would look around in your stuff, see if you see something that looks like a bird's beak, because those are pretty hard and they will usually stay whole. Liliana, you presented your paper, didn't you? Okay. You're done. Grace is done. Liliana's done. Jack is done. And Irfan is completely done. So we have four done. Okay. So, I know you all have your part. Alex, I can't hear you. You're muted. Are you talking to me? I see your mouth going. Okay. Okay. Would you get your new science book and go to page 250. Also, you had vocabulary definitions we were going to check a long time ago. We didn't get to check them. Your vocabulary definitions were on page. We're on the pages.
Is this in the new book or in the old book? This is
Well,
so 250 is in the new book, right? And
yes,
then-
250s in a new book, and our definitions were from the other day. We never got to check them. Were from the old book. Population, community, competition, and adaptation. Okay, you had four.
So we get out our old book, our new book, and our notebook?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So what page is this?
Our vocabulary words are from 218 and 219, and that was homework.
Okay.
And the pages we're working on are 250 to 253. Do you want to check? Let's read the pages over, because this is interesting. These are about invasive species, and we sort of talked about this before. We talked about invasive species and how they. Why are you pinned? And how they can take over. Take a look at the picture on 250 in your new book right here on page.
They're burning. They're burning the thing.
You can see the plants. They're kind of a vine type plant. It's taking over that whole area. It's climbing up the trees. It's climbing on all the vegetation.
So right now they're burning it.
It looks like they're burning it there. Let's see what they say. Newly introduced species, also known as non-native species, can cause changes in the ecosystem. In many cases, newly introduced species do not survive well in their new ecosystem. They might not find the right food, or the physical conditions, or the economic ecosystem might not allow them to survive. Sometimes, though, introducing species can thrive and take over an ecosystem. An invasive species is an introduced species that is better able to compete for resources than the existing species in the ecosystem. The existing or native species might not be able to get what they need to survive. Invasive species can spread rapidly, causing native species to die out. You have the kudzu. Kudzu is native to Asia, where its population is controlled by insects. So insects eat the leaves of the plants that are overtaking here. It was introduced to the United States more than 100 years ago and has since become known as the plant that ate the South. And you can see, as Irfan said, they can grow 30 centimeters a day. Remember, centimeters about the size of your width of your finger. In an attempt to control it, kudzu is sometimes burnt. Kudzu can also be pulled out, or grazing animals can be brought in to eat it. I noticed around. Go ahead. What?
I see something when I look out my window. It's something that looks exactly like this, and it's up the trees, and it covers it, like, and it looks like that. I mean, I don't know if it is that, but it looks like it.
That's interesting. I would take a good close look at the leaf and Google kudzu and then see if that is the same thing. Okay. So
Or you could do a new thing that's called Google search, where you take a picture of something and then you can actually Google that picture and like you can see
Wow.
what kind of animal it is. Because one time there was a really, really weird insect in our house, and I was like freaking out. It had like so many legs and it was huge. So my mom took a picture of it, and we actually Google picture searched it, and it came out as a house centipede. And apparently they are going damp places like bathrooms.
Yeah.
Because I was carrying something in my hands and they went through our bathroom. Like I screamed
Really
because
fast?
it was like on.
Really
It
fast.
was so fast. It was like crawling all over the walls, and I had no clue what it was. So yeah, you could Google image search it.
That's
Oh yeah, one time I saw this giant fly. Like I meant like giant as in like it was massive. Like it was like there were two in my brother's room and they were
Horse fly?
massive. They were just in his room for so long. They didn't even
Like
do
that
anything.
big.
No, not even that big. They're even bigger.
Okay, guys. We only have
Book,
guys.
imagine the book, but a bit smaller.
Okay, we have 5 minutes. Let's get a little bit of work done. We've been working on our out palette. So page 251, could you read Losing Balance? Alex, could you read under the pictures on this page for us?
Sure. Losing balance. The water chestnut is an aquatic plant introduced to the ecosystems in the United States more than 100 years ago. Its leaves spread on the surface of water, blocking sunlight needed by other species in the ecosystem.
Okay. Read all of them, Alex.
Okay. Brazilian Elodea is an invasive aquatic plant that was introduced into the United States more than 100 years ago. It is available for sale for use in aquariums. Elodea grows into dense mat-like structures that block sunlight from other plants. Okay, garlic mustard, native to Europe, was brought to the United States in the late 1800s for use as a medicine and food. It uses up resources needed by native forest species. Because few animal species eat this plant, it is hard to control. Japanese honeysuckle is native to East Asia. It was brought to the United States in the late 1800s for use as a garden plant. This invasive vine grows in field and forests. Like kudzu, it climbs, covers, and crowds out other plants.
Okay. And you might see other plants around that recently in the past like 3 or 4 years, we've had like a grassy kind of a thing that has grown up and taken over where weeds grow. And it's different than what I've ever seen. Like I've been living here for over 30 years, 35 years. And this is something that was never around before. But the past 3 or 4 years, it kind of took over. Also, there was another one I was thinking of. I just forgot it. All right, let's go down to number 9. Invasive plants affect ecosystems in many ways. They can, what can they do? And they gave you a word bank. Olympia, go ahead.
Crowd out.
They can crowd out native plants. The food supply for existing first-level consumers will blank. Second and level consumers.
It will.
Go ahead, Irfan. You can do the whole. Go ahead, read it.
Food supplying for existing first level consumers will decrease.
Yes.
Second and third level consumers will be effective.
Okay. Page 252. Animal invasion. Does somebody want to read this page? Grace, go ahead.
Okay. Animals can also be invasive species. Unlike plants, they do not usually smother other species, but they can cause a lot of damage.
The Asian tiger mosquito arrived in the mainland part of the United States in 1985. It is a carrier for several human and animal diseases. Tegu lizards are primarily released as pets. These lizards are invasive in Florida, where they compete with native species for resources. European starlings were introduced to the United States in the 1890s. Flocks of starlings consume huge amounts of food. They often destroy the nests of other bird species. Several invasive species of Asian carp are causing major changes to plant and animal populations in the United States. They compete with native species for food. The native predators aren't able to control the carp populations. Nutria were introduced to the United States from South America for fur production. They damage the wetlands and marshes by destroying vegetation. The cane toad, native to South and Central America, was introduced in Australia to eat pests on sugarcane, but they also eat foods needed by native species, and this kills predators.
Okay, so there's a few animals. There's something in the news right now that is invading our country from Asia. Did anybody hear it? Of it? It's they found it now in Washington State.
Yeah, the murder hornets.
The murder hornets. That's it.
That sounds terrifying.
They
I
said
know. I'm a little terrified too.
take 9 hours. They said.
Yes, it has enough venom in it that it could kill a person if you get multiple bites. You could die from it. It'll it could be as much as a snake bite. So hopefully we won't see them around here. They are working in Washington State. The hornets are now coming out of hibernation, so they're looking to try to kill them off there. Apparently, these murder hornets will go to a beehive and kill all the bees in the hive. They can actually rip their heads off. So they're really dangerous.
Dude, so like bees are like this big, and then like the murder hornets are like this.
I know. They're like 2 inches long. They're really big.
Huge.
Oh my
That is the latest, and this occurs a lot when. That's why they're very careful about.
Yeah, they're massive.
Watching what does come in from other countries, because if it doesn't have any predators, it can be a real problem. I don't think I don't know if any animal will want to try to eat a murder hornet, so we're gonna have to keep it in mind. Okay, boys and girls, I have to go, and page 253 is a page where you have to do a little math. I kind of enjoy that you get to do some math with these. So can we do 253 for homework for tomorrow? And and those of you who need to present your paper, I make sure you're ready tomorrow to present. Okay.
Wait, number 10. Wait, is it number 10, 11, 12, 13, or 14?
Yeah, the whole page.
Oh, okay.
Mrs. Wetzel, I still can't edit my paper.
What do you need to add? I don't know why, Pia.
It's really weird. I've tried everything everybody said. I'm reloading it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Pia, that's what you have to do. If it doesn't work, you have to open it, close it, open it back up, highlight something, then hit backspace, and then it lets you edit.
Yeah, give that a try. Come see me if you can't get in. Come see me at 2:00.
Okay. Bye.